you feel so like you're like the bottom of my shoe, which I don't know what it looks like.
Hey, welcome. My name is Mariam. Thanks for joining. I wrote a few things down and I want to share some thoughts with you. So let's get started.
I'd like to start off this video with Alcoholics Anonymous Daily Reflection. We become willing. At the moment, we're trying to put our lives in order, but this is not an end in itself. How easily I can become misdirected in approaching the 8th step. I wish to be free, somehow transformed by my 6th and 7th step work. Now more than ever, I am vulnerable to my own self-interest and hidden agenda. I am careful to remember that self-satisfaction, which sometimes comes through the spoken forgiveness of those I have harmed, is not my true objective. I become willing to make amends, knowing that through this process I am mended and made fit to move forward, to know and desire God's will for me. I spent 4 months in jail. So why is healing and recovery important? If you found this video, I might have an assumption about you that you're maybe struggling with substance abuse or alcohol or addiction, right? And if you're not familiar with 12-step work, I would love to make another video where I'm also familiarizing myself with the 12 steps and work on it together, and that'd be really great. So this video's topic is essentially, why is healing and recovery so important? Because in the depth of despair, in those painful, suffering moments of life, at that rock bottom, sometimes we're like, fuck it, right? Like, do whatever the hell you want. Like, who cares? Life is short. You fall into that trap and you end up shaking, uncontrollably withdrawing. You end up feeling horrible about yourself. It's just not fun anymore. And if you're anyone who just wants to stop drinking or stop drug use or stop whatever you want to stop that's addictive, this video could also be for you. What brought me here? In just the most general sense, I don't want to make this video entirely way too long, but the first step for me was referring to myself as a problem drinker. Now I'm comfortable saying I am an alcoholic or I'm a recovering alcoholic. But at first I could understand that I was a problem drinker because every time I drank, there was problems, lots of problems. I feel like a teacher with this pen. So my issues were problem drinking, unaddressed trauma, especially childhood trauma like childhood neglect, childhood abuse, that I don't blame anyone for, but it is something that I've experienced. Big one for me was mother abandonment. That kind of goes with the neglect thing, but mother abandonment for me is a big wound. It's a big emotional wound for me. I attribute a lot of my emotional, mental, psychological, substance abuse issues with this kind of big old pit or hole I have for my mother not being able to be there for me and take care of me and raise me. We'll get into that later. Who cares about perspective right now? But essentially I didn't care about my own life, meaning I didn't care if I lived or if I woke up the next day. I would even take measures to do actions that would put my life in danger, and essentially I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to breathe anymore. And if you're in that kind of mindset, the first thing, please get that help that you need from a professional. I am not a professional. I am not nowhere near a professional. I mean, I have lived experience, but that's not what you need right now. If you're in that mindset, please get the help you need. I am a big advocate for that. ADHD is a big struggle in my life, depression, impulsivity. So all of these issues kind of brought me to the next phase of my life, which is jail, incarceration, getting into legal trouble, being in the system, something I wasn't necessarily used to. To lead this off, I'd like to welcome people here that have issues with the law, who might be on probation, who might be getting sentenced to jail, or if you're maybe going to prison, well, you'll probably be in jail right now and then going to prison. I don't know. Wherever you're at in life, if you're watching this video, I hope I can offer some hope. What is jail really like? For anybody who's never been there or is about to go there or is trying to avoid going there, the biggest thing, avoid it. Please, if you can do anything to help yourself avoid sitting in a jail cell, which isn't always possible, right? But this is mainly for people who are on probation and who kind of have that autonomy right now, but if they were to do, relapse or have a positive drug screen, you might end up having probation violation and end up in jail. If you can avoid that, which is no small or easy task, it's easier said than done, I'd like to just kind of remind you what jail is like if you've been there. And yeah, so it's lonely, it's so lonely, it's so lonely, it's so cold, it's so demeaning. The correctional, I sometimes joke, I'm like, are the COs supposed to, are they trained to be completely like cold and like, not even cold, I understand it's jail, so that's an aspect of it, but for them to just be so, I don't know how to explain it. You feel so like you're like the bottom of my shoe, which I don't know what it looks like, but like your shit on the bottom of the shoe. That's how you feel like you're being treated sometimes. Sometimes, not all COs are created equal. So it's lonely, it's cold, you're hungry. You binge eat your commissary snacks because you're hungry, you're not getting enough food from the trays they provide. They strip you of who you are, you're hungry. I said that like twice. You can understand I was really hungry in there. Numbing boredom, you run out of books to read, you run out of songs you like listen to if you're lucky enough to be in a facility that has, not all jails are created equal, again, but if you have some sort of access to a tablet or some sort of device like a radio. We had a radio that was worth $5, but it was $25 on commissary. If you're lucky enough, or if you're blessed enough to have people sending you money on commissary. If you're not, that's a whole nother thing. If you don't have people that can send you money, then you're practically shit out of luck. Man, jail is not for the weak. So what am I doing differently? This is the next part of the video. Jump 2 feet into recovery. Despite my prior reservations of AA, it has been super beneficial for me. Comply with the court if you're on probation. You'll thank yourself later. Just do as you're told. And the last thing, working on treatment. That's a part of it, but I think the biggest thing is also having a purpose. Have a purpose. That's it. That's it. That's it. Whether that purpose is I love my cat and he or she is the best thing that ever happened to me, let that be it. It helps. Whatever helps. Although it helps to have a rock bottom to make some fundamental changes in your life, you don't necessarily have to get there. You can save yourself so much pain and suffering. For the addicts out there in the world, your substance of choice, for me it's alcohol, it is a poison. Full blank, it's a poison. Not only a poison for anybody, it's especially a poison for us because we are allergic. It is especially bad for us. And lastly, take care of yourself. Whether you're going to jail, you're in jail, you're outside of jail, you're free. Take good care of yourself. Self-care is not selfish. And with that,